Hi there guys. Right, I'm going to try in this video to tell you everything you need to know about getting your low offer accepted in a falling market. So the gist of this video is about showing your level of preparation and commitment right at the outset. That's what gets you noticed over and above other potential people you're competing against. Or it's what gets your offer taken seriously if it's lower than the seller would like. So I'll just quickly run through the headlines for those of you who haven't got time to watch the whole video, and then I'll elaborate on each point. So point number one, always make your offer by email. I'll come back and explain all these points afterwards, right? Point number two, show commitment and preparation as much as you can. Okay, I'll come on to that in the next. But that's what you're trying to do with this whole offer approach. Number three, show proof of your mortgage in principle, which you should have, and your deposit funds. And if you're a cash buyer, proof of all of your funds. Show that you are proceedable. That's the point. Next point, include the details of your conveyancer. Don't just say, I've got a conveyancer. Show the details of your conveyancer so that they actually know you really do have one lined up, because so many people make offers and don't actually have what they say they've got. And finally, include in your offer the fact that you will purchase the search pack on the property immediately if your offer is accepted. Okay, that is a real show of commitment, skin in the game, and that you know what you're doing and you understand the process and that you want to speed the process up. All right. Now, finally, before I go into more detail, when it comes to the amount you're offering, don't make an opening offer, because what you're doing is you're telling people, I will pay more than this if you say it's an opening offer, or even hint that it's an opening offer. Make what I call your first and final offer, right? First and final offer, which is the maximum price you are prepared to pay to secure that property, which if it's not accepted, you won't be going up and you'll be walking away, and you can say that in the email. Okay, so that's the summary. Let me just elaborate another minute or so on each of those points. So why do I say make your offer by email? When you're dealing with trained negotiators, which most estate agents are, you will, without realizing it, be giving away signs, giving away your hand, as it were. And you'll be talking to someone, if you do it over the phone or in person, who is a professional trained negotiator whose job it is to get you to offer more and to make you think you need to offer more and to intimidate you or trick you into offering more. If you make your offer by email, then there's no chance of that happening. Always sleep on a viewing. Never make your offer by email the same day. Always sleep on it. But make your offer by email. Okay, so it's really clear, so that you're making it easy for the estate agent to forward it onto their client, the seller, and you can take your time to spell out your offer and the reasons for it. Not for the reasons, the other facts that you're including with your offer to make it more appealing and acceptable. Okay, so always make your offer by email. Always say that it's subject to contract and usually subject to survey as well. Next point, showing commitment and preparation. What do I mean by that? Well, one of the jobs that estate agents have when they are talking to a seller and deciding which offer to go with, if they've got more than one offer, is they won't just be weighing up the amount you're offering, they will be comparing the level of commitment, the level of preparedness, the level of proceedability, and most importantly, the level of certainty with which they think you're going into this transaction. Okay, what they're looking for, because so many buyers are flaky buyers at the moment and are pulling out for all kinds of reasons, they want to find the buyer that's not going to pull out. And this, following these rules, will help you demonstrate that you are less likely to pull out than the others. Okay, so that's what I mean by showing commitment and preparation. Because one of the reasons the buyers pull out isn't because they didn't mean it when they made the initial offer, but they just hadn't thought it through. They didn't realize what was involved. And once they start doing everything, they go, oh God, actually we get a bit scared of this, and they back out. And the worst ones are the ones that back out without actually saying they've backed out. They just quietly go silent and wait for someone to phone them and ask them, which is when weeks can get wasted for a seller. So your mortgage in principle and your proof of deposit funds. Now, there are two reasons why it's important to have your mortgage in principle. by having a mortgage in principle, you are showing that you have done the work to find out exactly how much you can afford. Okay, you're showing that you know what your budget is and that you can afford this because you've got a mortgage in principle. Now, these mortgage offers in principle are not guarantees. They're subject to all kinds of other stuff, but it's a very strong first step. And you should always talk to an independent whole of market mortgage broker, especially in this tough market. Always. I'll do another video on why, but if you don't talk to an independent whole of market mortgage broker, you don't know whether or not you could have got a better deal. Not necessarily just a better price, but better terms, perhaps better early redemption clauses or better exit clauses or better flexibility when you come to move house or better porting terms. You don't know any of that stuff if you've just gone straight to a bank. Okay, so always talk to an independent whole of market mortgage broker. And if you haven't got one that you trust, I've got guys I work with, and in the description below I've got links where you can pop your details in to have a free initial phone call with them to find out what you think, if you like them or not. Next thing, details of your conveyancer. Why is this important? You're going to have to do it anyway, okay? And if you don't have it already done up front, it typically takes several weeks from the point where you start looking for a conveyancer to the point where you've actually instructed them to represent you on your purchase. Now, that's several weeks that you can save the seller in the transaction time if you've done that beforehand. So you've got a conveyancer lined up that you are happy to go with. You give them your details and say, if you accept my offer, Mr. Seller, then I've got my conveyancer lined up and I'll be extracting them immediately. So the conveyancer will do things like, for example, their KYC, know your client, their anti-money laundering, their ID checks, verification, all of the statutory requirements that they have to go through in order to represent you. That can all be done before your offer is accepted. Okay. And again, what it shows is that you are really committed. You've thought it through. You're prepared. You're a step ahead of the other buyers, and there's less likely to be a delay caused by waiting for you to find a conveyancer. It also means you're less likely to be recommended a terrible conveyancer by your big corporate estate agent who says, yeah, we recommend these guys, and they do it because of the referral fee they get, not because it's the best conveyancer for you. Okay, so don't just say you've got a conveyancer. Include in your offer email the details of your conveyancer. I am using this firm. And by the way, never ever use a cheap conveyancer. Never choose a conveyancer on price, ever. It's the worst false economy. You will kick yourself later if you do that. Finally, as part of your offer, because you are going to have to buy search packs anyway as part of the transaction, so it costs you nothing to do this and massively improves the chances of your offer being accepted, your offer should also say, in the event you do accept my offer, I will proceed to purchase the search packs for your property immediately, saving several more weeks in the transaction time. Okay. Now, normally conveyancers order search packs for you, but typically a lot of conveyancers will order them several weeks later. For a seller to be told that by a buyer that you'll order search packs immediately, again says, I'm going to take 3 or 4 weeks off the process for you and massively improve the chances of the deal going through. Because in this falling market, the thing sellers are worried about is the longer it takes, the more cold feet you'll get if house prices are falling. Okay, so for both conveyancers and for search packs, again, choose your own. Make sure you're happy with who you've chosen. If you don't have time or you can't find someone that you trust, I work with a firm of conveyancers that I trust and has so far been very, very good for everyone that I've recommended to them. And link below, pop your details in to have an initial conversation with those guys. Also, the search pack, you can buy it yourself directly. I've got a link below where you can do that too. And at the time of recording, I'm pretty sure it's the lowest cost search pack on the market, which is acceptable for whoever your conveyancer is. Okay, just in case you're worried about, oh, I've got to have the search pack my conveyancer requires me. No, you don't. You can provide your own one. Okay, so, and then on that last point about don't make an opening offer, you don't want to get into a bidding scenario where it's backwards, forwards, because basically weeks can go past to that process. Oh, we'll put your offer forward to the client, see what they say. They take a week to come back. You then take a week to make up your mind. Just if you want a lower offer to be taken more seriously, make it clear that it is your first and final offer. and that you are offering your maximum comfortable amount so that you haven't got to go backwards and forwards, and you can, if they accept it, you can proceed, and so that you can move on if they don't accept it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one, and check below for all the links you need. Have a great one and good luck. Bye-bye.